wanted to show you guys some, I had to help out a chick here, and I just thought I would do a quick video on it. I have been hatching for many years, and sometimes they have, if they start hatching and then they just seem like they get stuck, they can be shrink wrapped in their egg, or for whatever reason. It's not terribly uncommon. I would say every hatch season I have a few that I end up helping them out a little. These here are late bloomers. Actually, I took the incubator outside to get the chicks out, and I seen this one here had, I think they call it pipped, but that's where they make a little crack in the first little spot there in their egg. And so I could see that the egg shell was broke there. So I quickly brought the incubator back in, hooked it back up, and this little guy, he worked on it for probably about 36 hours, over a day, and he just had not made progress. So last night I got him out and helped him a little, kind of made the hole bigger there he was working on. I put a wet paper towel around the egg to keep it from drying, and that shell, little soft shell inside, shrink wrapping him just to keep all that soft. I left his head uncovered, and next time I checked on him, he was out. Or maybe she, I'm not sure yet. Now this little guy here, I heard was peeping there, and when I would watch, the egg would rock. If I can get it to focus, his little egg would rock back and forth and back and forth, and I just figured he was about to hatch. He would be a very late bloomer. They were supposed to, their hatch date was several days ago, probably 5 days ago, maybe longer than that. The others have long been in their brooder now for at least 2 days. So anyways, we noticed all day long this little guy's been talking, rocking back and forth, back and forth. Finally, I could hear him back here. My incubator's in the house. I could hear him back here. I came back and I could see nothing. There was just the shell there, and the egg was rocking, and he was cheeping, and I was like, well, this one may need some help as well. I brought a little spoon back, and I was going to just crack. Most of the time, they kind of, they'll, if I can get it to focus here, a lot of times they'll start, their head is supposed to be down here on this big end, and the shell will kind of start popping a little bit there where they're working on it. Well, when I got this egg out, I discovered a little hole, and the hole was not, I could not see his beak. It was about right in here. You can see he's got a dry patch of fluff that was sticking out. And I started carefully peeling the shell back, just kind of making a mess of things here. And I got him here. He's been very talky, but now he's warm in my hand, and he's kind of calmed down a little. But he seems to be perfectly okay. He had his eye open looking at me, very talky, trying to get out of his egg shell there. So now that I've opened it up, this here is his leg, and I'm not sure why his head is on the wrong end. I have had this happen before. The eggs here in the incubator, they lay on their side, and I don't really know why, but I have had this happen before, and maybe that's why he could not get out. Maybe not enough room there to work that out. But now what I'm gonna do is take a wet paper towel, and I'm going to moisten it. I'm probably going to get a clean, fresh one. This is the one I grabbed out of the incubator from the other chick. And I'm going to take and dampen it and just kind of fold it around him, but leave his beak right here where he breathes. I'm going to make sure and leave that uncovered. Probably just kind of wrap the paper towel around like that. And I'm going to look at this one here. Maybe I'll just kind of take this thing here because he's going to make a mess of it. And kind of just wrap him up and then set him back in the incubator. And he's resting right now because they'll have periods there. They're working on breaking out, and then they'll stop and rest. He was very, very active just a little bit ago. And I think in the morning, whenever I get up and check on them, odds are he will be out. So that's kind of what I do. If one is struggling to hatch. And honestly, I know some people say survival of the fittest. If they can't get out, they're going to be weak. In my experience, the ones I help, they come out and they're just as good as the others. I've never had any issues with them. It seems like some of them just need a little help getting out, or in his case, this one's head seems to be on the wrong end. But I've never had a situation where I regretted helping them out. Usually it saves their life, to be honest. I don't think they would hatch once they get to this stage, and they've been trying and trying. And see the little white there? That's the little soft shell inside, and it gets dried out. Once they crack open the egg, the fan in the incubator will dry that on out, and it kind of shrink wraps them in there. They can't move very well. So I've never had any trouble. I'll come in here and help them out a little, put them back in with a wet paper towel over them, leaving the nose uncovered. They will hatch and be just as strong and happy and healthy as the other ones that made it out on their own, which obviously most of them do. But anyways, that will hopefully help someone out if you have a chick that is struggling to hatch out of its shell. Usually you can do that. One thing I do want to mention, if I see any bleeding, don't panic. Just put him back in. Put the paper towel around, leaving the nose uncovered, and put the egg back in. Do not continue to peel it. I let it, if it starts bleeding at all, this little one here actually did that. I started opening him up, and I think maybe it was some feathers around his eye was stuck to the soft shell. But when I started peeling it back, he actually, frisky now, it started bleeding, and I just wrapped him up in the paper towel and put him back in. And then I came back in a little bit, checked on him, and I actually helped out just a little more, pulling some shell back, and then he was out the next time I looked at him. So maybe that will help someone else out here if you are trying to figure out what to do about one very carefully. I do believe it is a good idea to help the little guys out. There's his little eye. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.